Blame me if I don't adore you, okay? Hello to everyone out there. I'm Emma, and welcome to TLC Next Chapter. Don't forget to hit subscribe and hit the thumbs up on this episode. Although her relationships with all Kody Brown's children have not always been easy, Sister Wives star Meri Brown does appear to have created a connection with Gwendlyn Brown. Meri was the first wife of polygamous patriarch Kody Brown, while Gwendlyn is the daughter of his third wife, Christine Brown. With 18 children and 4 marriages in total, Kody's family tree is understandably complex. When the series first aired back in 2010, the Browns presented themselves as a united, loving, albeit polygamous, family. But as the cameras kept rolling, everything changed. By the time Sister Wives Season 19 premiered, over 15 years later, the family was totally broken. 3 of Kody's 4 wives had abandoned him, and the relationships were bad, full of bitterness. Many of Kody's older children spoke very little to him, and some went as far as not speaking to him at all. While the Browns no longer exist as one large family, Meri and Gwendlyn recently shared a heartwarming moment on social media. Scroll down to see the heartwarming sign of healing between them. Meri's rocky relationship with Kody's kids. Meri was not nice. The controversy erupted in 2023 when Brown, one of Kody's sons, appeared on a YouTube live stream with John Yates. During the intense 3-hour conversation, Payton accused Meri of being both mean and abrasive. Meri was not pleasant, he told people. Abrasive doesn't even come close to describing what she was like to some of us children. Payton also heavily suggested that her behavior was more than just mean words, though he did not elaborate further. In deference to his mother, Christine. After his allegations, Gwendlyn touched upon the subject on her Patreon, seemingly corroborating Payton's story. She characterized Meri as scary in her youth, and even reported that Meri had taken abusive behavior out on her sister. Sister Wives Season 19 cast member Meri Brown. Meri had some times where she was rude and scary, Gwendlyn wrote, but I don't remember her being physically aggressive to anyone, except Meri, and that was just once. Regardless of all this, she stressed that she does trust in offering individuals second chances. And maybe that opportunity has been offered. Gwendlyn showed mercy to Meri on. Social media documents it. Whatever happened between Meri and Gwendlyn, it appears the 2 sister wives celebrities have been able to put it behind them. Recently, Meri embarked on a solo cross-country road trip to Boston, and she documented the trip on her Instagram. Just a week or so ago, I embarked on a solo journey around the nation, her post stated. She added photos of herself finding out about the city. Gwendlyn dropped into Meri's post to comment, "Love the adventures." It's truly wonderful to see that Meri and Gwendlyn have managed to get over all the Brown family drama. Is Meri still in touch with the other Browns? While they will always be united by a shared past, by the time Meri officially left the family, the Sister Wives Season 19 cast member was estranged from nearly everyone. She'd already cut ties with Christine and Janelle and wasn't talking to Robin or Kody anymore. Whereas it might have appeared that she'd be alone, Meri's strong personal network of support has remained around her. Even though she's apparently moved on, Meri hasn't completely disconnected from the whole Brown family. When it was time to say goodbye to 25-year-old Garrison Brown, Meri was there with the rest of the family, in attendance and mourning with them. What happened to Robin Brown? After Season 19. Robin Brown has been living a fairly untroubled and comfortable life since Season 19 of Sister Wives with Kody Brown. She married into the Brown family in 2010 and became Kody's 4th wife after Meri, Janelle, and Christine. With time, Robin developed a stronger bond with Kody than any of his earlier partners. In 2014, she married him legally, becoming a full-fledged member of the family. In 2021 to 2023, Kody's first 3 wives all dissolved their spiritual marriages with him. After those breakups, Kody devoted himself to Robin, choosing a monogamous way of life and leaving polygamy in his rearview. Initially, the change in household dynamics brought severe tension. Cody had issues with anger, which caused some unrest in his marriage to Robyn. But recently, things have settled. The two have settled into their new monogamous relationship and are currently working on constructing a more pleasant life together. They've even made significant financial adjustments. Cody and Robyn sold the Coyote Pass property and divided the money equally between them and the other sister wives, such as Meri and Janelle. They also sold their old house and bought a new one in Flagstaff, marking the beginning of a new chapter in a familiar environment. A new home, but no old friends today. Gwendlyn Brown isn't in touch with any of the other sister wives. Her dynamic with Christine has been especially cold. The two haven't exchanged more than a few words in years. Back in the beginning, Robyn went out of her way to be friendly and nice to Cody's other wives. She became a confidant for Meri, became friends with Janelle, and attempted to be supportive of Christine. She truly cared and believed so strongly in the principles of polygamy. But once Cody had officially ended things with Meri, Janelle, and Christine, Robyn's position changed. She no longer appeared to have any interest in keeping in touch with her former sister wives. And over time, those relationships dwindled entirely. As of 2025, Robyn is not said to be in touch with any of them anymore. Not even with Meri, her former ultimate supporter. The three of them, Meri, Janelle, and Christine, have opened up about why they drifted away from Robyn. Janelle said she never really had a close relationship with Robyn in the first place. Although she insists there is no bad blood, she also made it clear that she doesn't want to maintain a friendship. Both Christine and Meri shared similar thoughts. They've admitted there's just no longer a necessity for having a relationship with Robyn. In a sit-down interview with Rogue Energy, Christine bluntly said, "I haven't spoken to Meri or Robyn in years." Robyn and Cody's new life and new house. Robyn and Cody's new chapter is being written in much greater and more upscale surroundings. Following production of the latest season, the couple made the big switch, buying a beautiful new house in Arizona. Their old Flagstaff home, which they purchased 5 years ago for $890,000, was 4,476 square feet. The house had 5 bedrooms and 4 bathrooms and was right next to a national forest, a particularly coveted location. They put that house on the market in late 2024 and promptly received a buyer. They sold it for $1,775,000, making a tidy profit. Soon afterwards, Robyn and Cody bought a new house, even more opulent than the last. 7,884 square feet with 6 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms. The property also boasts a 7-car garage, private guest house, and designated RV space, perhaps for their son Dayton to live on his own. They purchased the new home for $2.1 million, which is definitely an indication that they're financially stable. There are still some accusing family members saying that they are. Are Robyn and Cody shopaholics? With their lavish spends, it appears that Robyn and Cody Brown are living quite the pampered lifestyle. Off-screen, Robyn does seem quite pleased with Cody, and the two are themselves doing quite well in their monogamous relationship. Cody himself experienced a difficult emotional time. The failure of his spiritual marriages to Meri, Janelle, and Christine left him quite disappointed and severely heartbroken. His vision of having a large polygamous family had totally disintegrated. For her side, Robyn feared that Cody's heartache over the loss of his other marriages would eventually destroy their relationship too. She flat out asked if the pressure was going to break their marriage apart as well. Robyn even called herself the idiot who got left behind once. All the sister wives having had enough and walking away from polygamy to seek personal freedom-based lives. Though on camera, she coyly suggested that their relationship could be in jeopardy. Behind the scenes, Robyn and Cody have painted a very different scenario. Late in May 2025, they were seen in Idaho Falls, appearing happy and very much in harmony. A Facebook user called Jasmine Griffin shared a photo with the couple, writing, "It's not often you run into Cody and Robyn Brown in the middle of small-town Idaho Falls." Robyn sported a floral blue blouse and smiled brightly for the camera as she stood next to Cody, who grinned even more broadly. Robyn's costly doll collection. Reportedly, Robyn might have spent nearly $60,000 on one of her pastimes, doll collecting. Upon splitting with Cody, Janelle spoke of the financial burden on the family. In her view, each member of the family was to contribute to a collective fund to cater for collective expenditures. But with time, she observed the manner in which the funds were being treated was changing. She disclosed that huge sums of money were being withdrawn without any explanation or description. In the past few years, Cody would just withdraw money. And I never knew what for, stated Janelle. As Meri and Janelle were fighting over their rightful share of Coyote Pass, rumors started flying that Robyn was squandering family funds. According to blogger The Ashley's Reality Roundups report, an Etsy account, assumed to be Robyn's, spent a lot of money making many purchases on dolls and doll accessories. The blogger's research indicated that the account owner, presumably Robyn, had spent close to $60,000 on collectible dolls and even kitchen items, making more than 100 separate orders in all. Robyn's silence and a lingering mystery. Through 2024, Robyn has not publicly addressed the reports of her purported spending. Nonetheless, a number of seemingly innocuous hints point toward a relationship between her and the questioned Etsy account. Robyn's background of excessive spending has been a concern among Sister Wives fans for years now, and a concern that's sure to continue. A glimpse of healing. Amid a shattered legacy, having once been a part of an intricate spirituality-entwined family, beset with religion and emotional struggle, a single woman's tale of reuniting with someone from her far-off past has uncovered a fleeting spark of healing in the aftermath of heartache. This woman, formerly the principal wife of a later expanded polygamous household comprising many other wives, lived through decades of strain and unstable family life. The man that she wed would go on to have children with both of his wives and create a sprawling, ever-changing family, a tribe that was as much defined by shattered allegiances as it was by common religious practice. When the non-traditional family first entered the spotlight in a reality TV documentary, viewers were at first fascinated. Even taking a course that was unfamiliar to most viewers, the Browns were seen to be together and respectful of one another. They worked, at least initially, with remarkable equanimity. But with the passage of time and the rough realities wearing down the gloss, cracks appeared. The woman once considered the anchor of the family grew more and more alone. Her relationships with the other sister wives began to break down. Her relationships with many of the children began to tighten, especially as old wounds and open issues resurfaced. Voices from the past. One of these voices spoke up on social media, sharing painful childhood memories of being dealt with severely by this first wife. Her account wasn't an exception. Several others spoke up with similar introspections, creating a more nuanced, sometimes troubled picture of the inner dynamics of the family. One young woman, whose own mother had also been married to the patriarch, remembered feeling emotionally distanced from the first wife while growing up. She told difficult stories, such as one particularly disturbing one involving her sister. These disclosures, difficult as they were to hear, contained an important message: that individuals can change, and that even individuals who have caused suffering in the past can still discover a way of redemption. A quiet message of healing: individuals who once caused suffering still deserve an opportunity to change. And over the past few months, there's been a distinctive, if understated, movement between the elder woman and her younger relative. It began with something minor, yet significant: a soft note of support, delivered in the comment line of a social media share. The elder woman had been taking a solo road trip across the country, chronicling her adventures and rediscovering freedom and happiness. In the sea of reactions she got, one response stood out: an encouraging note from the young woman she had unconsciously wronged when they were both very young. Although brief, the interaction was not overlooked. It promised a tiny bridge that would be constructed between two individuals tied together by a common, and sometimes hurtful, past. For most observers, it seemed a whisper of redemption and forgiveness. rebuilding on new ground. Now unencumbered from the constraints of her previous family setup, the older woman has entered into a new season of life. Her religious marriage in the rearview mirror, she started to cultivate resilience through community, creativity, and self-improvement. Her voice more assertive, her connections more deliberate. And though the emotional wounds of the past linger, she no longer allows them to define her. Although she walked away from the man she once gave her life to, and from the rest of the wives she used to share him with, she has not cut all the strings to her past. In the face of loss, a unifying presence. When loss touched the family, a heart-wrenching one that reached every soul, she was by their side. Her show at that sorrowful send-off said it all. There are divisions, some wounds that never healed, but some bonds created through mutual loss and deep history remain. They cannot be broken. A future still unwritten. She lives today by her own terms. She goes where she pleases, cultivates relationships that bring her calm, and keeps unfolding who she is. Past the titles and the roles that previously defined her, the younger woman, who had been intimidated by her, is now forging her own path, creating her own definitions of identity and family. The very fact that they were able to locate a shred of connection, however fleeting, indicates that maybe more profound healing is still an option. Their mutual narrative, one woman taking back her life after years of giving, and another entering adulthood with her own faith, isn't merely about schisms in a complicated family system. It's also a reminder that, even in the worst breakdowns, reconciliation could still be within grasp. The delicate strand of healing, there's always a hope, no matter how slight, that even profound family schisms may heal over time. As these two women forge their separate but converging journeys, they teach us that healing is seldom linear. More often than not, it starts with the tiniest act. A gentle word, a soft smile, or merely recognizing another person's humanity, even if you previously misjudged them. From the clamor of many to the silence of two. In the silence that comes after what was once a busy, spiritually complicated home, Robin moved into a life of solitude and singularity. Where she had occupied the position of fourth wife in a nexus of shared duties, she is now in a much less complicated dynamic, one characterized by the elimination of polygamy and the move into a traditional relationship. The transformation was not merely marital, it was individual. The turmoil of communal living, fragmented time, and emotional stress receded, giving way to the quiet of an one-on-one existence. A tale remade Robin, who was once the newest member of a plural family, now exists in a life totally reconfigured. She and her husband, who was once the patriarch of a vast household, now occupy a home constructed specifically for two. The home, now free of other wives and children who weren't her own, is in the same desert town where so much was remembered and played out in public with its polygamous history. But it no longer resonates with a polygamous past. The grand dream of some years ago to build a home on the Coyote Pass land was officially buried when they sold the property, splitting the profits. That monetary division was the closing chapter of a complicated life, legally and spiritually. With her portion, Robin and her husband began again. Their new palace, bigger, secluded, and customized to their own desires, speaks not just of monetary security, but also of a need for stability. Room for visiting children, room for hobbies, a home built for the life they currently live. With sweep views and a feeling of an end, it is a reflection of an aspiration for something whole, special, and lasting. The vanishing ties. At first, Robin attempted to bridge her sister wives. She trusted Meri, befriended Janelle, and encouraged Christine. She earnestly believed in the concept of collective love. In multiple hearts, beating as a single heart, unity seemed within reach, even virtuous for Antitonator for a time. But as that family's foundation broke apart, so did the marriages. One after another, each woman left her spiritual union. Commitments and quiet estrangement. Robin was left all alone. No public blow-ups ever occurred, but the quiet between her and the other wives was deafening. Time passed. Birthdays went by unnoticed without celebration. Holidays passed without meals eaten together or cards sent. Even passing how are yous eventually ceased. There wasn't a dramatic breakup, but a silent and gradual drifting apart. A life unshared. As the women she once referred to as sister wives forged new lives, some taking personal autonomy, some finding new romances or business ventures, Robyn opted for stillness. Her social group dwindled. Her attention turned inwards. She no longer sought reunification. Some think the estrangement was mutual. Others, that it was deliberate. But what's inescapable is this. Whatever was left of those fragile connections has now entirely evaporated. Even the barest threads have disappeared. No warm reunions, no mending sit-downs, just distance and silence. The story beyond the spotlight. Audiences had long witnessed the tension. The man who was once juggling 4 emotional worlds seemed shattered by the disintegrating fantasy of polygamy. Robyn, though, mourned something more. Not only the failure of their mutual framework, but the disappearance of the communal sense of unity, of being part of something greater than herself. Behind locked doors, the couple leaned in together. Apart from the tumult of multiple marriages, they set to work on piecing together again their relationship. In public, they often seemed strained. In private, friends said, they found laughter. They lingered longer over talk, ate quieter meals. They started uncovering what had been hidden under years of obligation. A life outside the spotlight. The public eye finally wandered elsewhere. After being a regular presence in tabloids and social media, Robyn and her husband withdrew quietly. They were seen now only rarely. In small towns, in isolated areas. She wore simple attire, strolled hand in hand with her companion. They called them down to earth, even laid back, a far cry from the exhausted couple on TV during their early years. Apart from producers and storylines, they looked like something recognizable, perhaps even normal. And perhaps that's what they had wanted all along, indulgences or passions. Robyn's extravagances have been the subject of fascination, criticism. For years, some older fans have mused about her lavish tastes, sophisticated hobbies, boutique buys, and collections that raised eyebrows. One of the tales that circulated was about her interest in handmade figurines, small, intricately attired dolls nestled in beautifully decorated tiny houses. From hobby to addiction, what was once just a harmless pastime quietly built up into a full collection. Receipts popped up online, along with photos of handwritten thank you cards from boutique owners. What was once a seemingly innocent hobby, collecting handmade dolls and miniatures, seemed to have run into the thousands. To some, it was just a personal treat. To others, especially long-time viewers familiar with financial wrangling in the family, it seemed extravagant, even tacky. Robyn never explained. No interviews, no tweets, no apologies. She allowed the rumors to circulate and opted for silence rather than response. Shadows of the past. As her ex-co-wives entered the limelight, publishing memoirs, opening businesses, guesting on podcasts, Robyn remained silent. She didn't dispute, didn't explain, didn't join in. Where others unpacked their reality, she just watched. A quiet, deliberate refusal to join in the war of stories. In some cases, the loudest declaration is one made in silence. A fortress for two. Their new residence is more than mere luxury property. It's a fortress. Its curving driveways, giant hedges, and roomy interiors convey not merely riches, but seclusion. It's a building constructed not merely to contain, but to protect. From the past, from prying eyes, from those who previously shared their lives. Eventually, Robyn and her husband built a life that belongs to them. Free from the drama, free from the collective narrative, free from all those who once considered them family. Thanks for watching. Don't miss out on more updates and informations about the life of sister wives. Until then.